there's never been tension like there is right now on the border of the Ukraine since I'd say the 40s, where Putin is threatening to invade the Ukraine. And one would say, why is he doing this? Well, my interpretation is that he does not want to invade the Ukraine. He does not want to bring the world into World War III. What he's trying to make is the point that he does not want Ukraine to be part of NATO because he believes that it's threatening his country, and there's guns pointed against. There'll be more guns pointed against the Russians, and he's trying to defend himself. That's my way of thinking, but I think he made a big mistake bringing 110 or 120,000 troops along the border, because that's not going to be enough to fight the world. He's got all of Europe against him right now.
Yeah, well, he went on record, I guess, today saying he does not want war in Europe, but, I mean, you look at, as what you say, what he's done, and it certainly looks like the contrary when he's done some of the things that he's done.
Well, Putin is not a fool. He's an extremely intelligent, articulate, very well-educated, and I would say he's, I wouldn't use the word ruthless, but he's very, very, very to the point of what he wants. And he wants to show the world that Russia is still a military might. Mm-hmm. And if the world wants to point their guns at Russia, Russia's not going to lay down. I mean, that's my interpretation. I could be completely wrong.
And he wants to reconstruct, Frank, the old Soviet Union.
I really don't. I really think that he wants his economy to be stronger. He wants, I give you my analogy. Loblaws a long, long time ago, before they owned supermarkets, it was George Weston Company, which they had one of the biggest bakery in Canada. But there was a lot of competition. So they wanted to have a captive audience. So they bought the old power stores, right? Yeah. And Loblaw stores, and to be able to have their own guaranteed outlets for their bread.
Yeah.
And I think that Putin wants to create more, rather than a former communist type Soviet Union. He wants to put together an autocracy that has a captive audience for the natural resources that Russia has, and consume them. But anyways, I believe that Putin is no fool, and I'm pretty sure he thought this out. He basically put his military might on display for the world to show that he's not going to lie down and have NATO threaten him. Mm-hmm. That's what I see, right? And I think that the biggest issue is not going to be this for the world. It's going to be China, who wants to take over Taiwan.
Yeah, but China and Russia are a bad combination, Frank.
You can't,
You see what happens in the Olympics?
You cannot compare Russia to China. China is over an eighth of the world's population.
Yeah.
And China, even though their I'd say ideology is communism, it's capitalism at its finest.
Right. Yeah.
So it's gonna. Anyways, we're in a. Leaders are gonna have to be fucking leaders.